Or for many of you who take a liking to social media, don't worry. We have a lot more of the pages available for you. Because this is what we do. We want to reach out to you because we know you're now getting a lot more, not only smart savvy, but IT savvy as well. And so technology is key. And so just log on to our Facebook page, Joy Newson TV, which has a link on our Twitter handle as well, Joy Newson TV. As you do that, we also have a channel on YouTube, MyJoy Online. You want to do something, or you want me to start? Let's look at the newspapers. And we'll take a look at the front page of the Daily Graphic. And so on the front page of the Daily Graphic, it's been headlined, Arrest 2 judges, announce petitions IGP. An investigative journalist, Anas Aremeyaw Anas, has turned the heat on 2 retired justices of the High Court as he writes to the Inspector General of Police to arrest them. Ho Catholic Diocese gets new bishop, and the Most Reverend Emmanuel Kofi Fianu has been ordained the new Catholic bishop of the whole diocese. World Bank clears Zoomlion, and the World Bank has cleared Zoomlion Ghana Limited, the country's largest waste management company, from its sanctions list, making the company and its affiliates now eligible to bid for projects funded or administered by the bank. And we know Zoomlion is a homegrown company, created a lot of employment across the country, and just like other companies across Ghana would want to encourage them to do the same. Daily Guide has on the front page, Anas judges dodge church service. And apparently the 34 judges, Daily Guide, they don't
go to church anymore.
They went to their,
they went to their churches.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And found out that they were not there.
Big ups, Daily Guide. This is a cool angle you've done.
I knew 2 stories would make the headline on the front page of Daily Guide, and they have. Okay, let me start with this one.
No. Okay, no, this is not their. This is not their own. You know, as in churches that they would go. But
it's a legal year church.
Legal year.
Yes, they were not. There's church service. And then American. Oh, here, which one was I talking about?
Were they in Kumasi for the conference?
They should have been there. They are members of the GBA. You know, Lord, they say a lawyer to my boy. Is that not true? And the 34 judges implicated in the recent Anas Aremeyaw Anas bribery scandal failed to show up at the special church service of the 58th legal year on Saturday. It took place in Kumasi.
Okay, were we all expecting something different?
No, I was expecting. I was thinking, look, be bold, wear the cap, go there. I mean, shoulders, show your swag.
There's only one person that I would have expected would go. That's Justice D.
I love that. You can't be sued. Justice D is no name. Oh, yeah, bad. Christian Council supports new register. And apparently the Christian Council of Ghana, we have to call on Reverend Opuni Frimpong this morning. Your good friend, Mama V, as well as a good friend of our lead producer, Francisca Abladi Souza, on the Electoral Commission to let the recommendations of the Supreme Court on elections be the basis for conducting the 2016 general elections. And on the front page, we also have a story, TV3 fires Nanaba. It says TV3 news anchor and presenter Nanaba Namwa has been asked to stop appearing on all on-air programs at the station until further notice. The suspension was officially announced in a press statement on Saturday. On the front page of the Finder, we have big blow to Ghana, drops from 59 in 2004 to 119 in Global Competitiveness Report. And Ghana's desire to turn around the dwindling fortunes of the economy has been dealt a further negative blow as the country slipped 8 places in the last Global Competitiveness Report. Foreign investor ditch Ghana. Okay, should have been foreign investor ditches Ghana. Ghana's a 1.5 billion euro bond. You will be attracting cash if, that is, Archbishop cautions fresh pastors. And apparently, the presiding bishop of Ashley Chapel International, Nicholas Duncan Williams, has cautioned fresh graduates of the Dominion Theological Ceremony of the Dominion University College not to pay good with evil. The General Telegraph leads its front page with the story, industries to receive increased power supply, and the Power Minister who says that if the power situation doesn't end by December, I don't know what he means by doesn't end, because I've been getting consistent light out the last couple of days, has threatened to resign at the end of the year if the power crisis is not resolved, and he's ordering the management of load management committees to increase power supply to industrial sector with immediate effect. Hey, Prime Minister, you can talk. Hold government accountable for use if public resources or for use for public resources. I think that's how you should read. Chief Justice vows to restore confidence in Ghana's judiciary. And we have on the front page of the Business and Financial Times, AFDB approves $120 million airport loan, and the African Development Bank has approved a loan of $120 million to the Ghana Airports Company Limited for the rehabilitation of the aviation infrastructure in Ghana. BE and FT sources have indicated, and first oil from 10 projects in August. Good, 80,000 barrels per day, we're told. But they are interesting stories. Interesting stories that Mama will be looking at. Will you be looking at that very interesting story about how the former oil minister in Nigeria, or petroleum minister in Nigeria, was arrested?
I've got a bit of details.
The thing I love about it, that there was a raid in her Abuja home, and they saw cash.
Yes, $700 million in cash. I was like, was she confused? Like she didn't know what to use the money for? This is normal.
This is one of the days when I regret being a Ghanaian. I should have been born a son of one of the ministers in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know? Swag.
Really?
Omo Baba.
You should have been born son to President Buhari. You probably not,
oh, that might
not
just
even see $10 in your life.
I'll only be handsome because his son is very handsome. That's all.
Let me take you back to
I don't think you mean that his son is
Let me take you back
okay.
to myjoyonline.com. I know he's very disciplined. He's a very disciplined gentleman. Back to myjoyonline.com. Let's check out the story. CJ promises clean judiciary on her watch. So Chief Justice Georgina Theodore Wood has vowed to cleanse the judiciary to restore public confidence. She said the legal profession is a noble one that has been handed down to legal practitioners by their forebears who toiled to nurture its reputation. She was speaking at a ceremony to enroll new lawyers in Accra over the weekend. About 185 lawyers were called to the bar at the event held at the State Banquet Hall. If you're a lawyer who've been called to the bar, we wish you only the very best. Let's get on to the story that's been trending. This issue about Nanaba Namoa, who's been suspended on air. For a lot of people, what they didn't quite understand is the fact that the station will issue a public press statement, because a lot of people think it's an internal matter. Yes, you can punish her, but should everybody be in the know of exactly what you're doing? Ace Ankuma, who is a legal practitioner, surprisingly has written something about it, and City FM Online is reporting it. A bit of it for you. Says a private legal practitioner, Ace Ankuma, believes the television station TV3's public suspension of their presenter Nanaba Namoa was an overreaction. So TV3 in a statement on Saturday said they have taken Nanaba off air following the social media frenzy that ensued over her tweeting a picture suggesting she was in the United Kingdom watching a Manchester United game. Management of the station claimed they have been embarrassed by Nanaba's actions, hence the decision to suspend her until further notice. But speaking to City News, Ace Ankuma described the public announcement of the suspension as an overkill. If you're interested, you can go to the website and read a lot more details for yourself. I'll take you to Abuja in Nigeria. Very, very sad incident happened there, and I'm picking the details from the BBC. Nigeria's Abuja hit by blast with at least 18 dead. Story says a series of explosions on the outskirts of the Nigerian capital Abuja have killed at least 18 people. The first two struck Kuje Township, one by a suicide bomber near a police station, the other a bomb at a market. Another bomb exploded at a bus stop in Nyanya. No group has said it carried out the attacks yet. Okay, but this is what the BBC is reporting. I go to Linda Ikeji's website, and it says ISIS-affiliated Boko Haram members claim responsibility for Abuja suicide attacks. Share photos of the suicide bombers. Of course, I'm not going to show you that. Just a bit of the story here for you. Nigeria's Boko Haram militants who have pledged allegiance to the Islamic State have claimed responsibility for the suicide bomb blast in Kuje and Nyanyo on Friday, October 2nd, killing 20 people with over 40 others injured. So you see, you even see the difference BBC reporting 18 persons dead, and this is a Nigerian blogger. She's reporting 20 persons dead and over 40 injured. This is a very, very sad incident. But are they, Roland, if you look at it, it's more like they're daring Buhari. You know, everybody thinks that you can solve this problem. Now you've come. We're still here. Bring it on. Now we're bringing it even closer to you. It's very sad.
The point is, the subject of Boko Haram needs a lot of concerted effort, and despite all the utterances and the promises or the pledges by the Buhari government, it will need a lot more work, and the commitment also of the Nigerian people, because they also need to be given a lot more information about perhaps people who may be in their communities who seem very much unusual and all those things, to the security authorities to be in a position, as always, to say that they can clamp down and get hands-on intelligence to be able to clamp down on the subject of Boko Haram.
Yeah,
it's an issue we all need to be very much worried about, in West Africa especially.
Yeah, I am very worried. Very, very, it's a very sad situation. This other issue, which is almost like a movie, presidency confirms Friday arrest of Diezani. That's the petroleum minister.
Beautiful,
yeah, very pretty lady.
And she's intelligent too.
But you know, the interesting thing is, even before her government exits, there were a lot of talks.
Yes, because the former governor, who is of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who is currently the mayor of Kano, that is former Governor Sanusi, had alleged that following audits and investigations, there were some $20 billion that were not accounted for by the Petroleum Ministry, and he directly fingered the lady in question, who was a minister at the time, and he thought the Goodluck Jonathan-led government would try to investigate the subject, but he was vilified. I think he went to a conference, was in Sierra Leone or London or someplace like that. By the time he came, his position had been taken away, and he said that was illegal. He fought it.
And I remember that incident very well. But so this lady was arrested, and she wasn't arrested in Nigeria. She was arrested in the UK. Now, Buhari's presidency has confirmed the arrest of former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke, in London on Friday, October 2. And this is a quote from government. The government is aware of the arrest, and all the government investigative agencies are working very closely with the British law enforcement. Nigerian authorities are saying for the first time that matters are being handled with seriousness and deep commitment. Nobody wants to give the impression that this government is frivolous and unserious. For this reason, government is only confirming active collaboration. Beyond this, we're not saying more. In due course, Nigerians will be briefed on updates as appropriate. And this quote is from the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, who told a newspaper, Premium Times. Amazing. So how are they going to do the investigations?
The point is that she's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
So you may go and find stash of cash, etc.
But the fact that they got $700.
Well, she needs to account for that very money.
$7 million.
How did you get in cash? How did you get that money in there? Wow. And many people also believe that whatever it is that they're accusing her of, she's not the sole beneficiary. You know,
she's probably just the middle person.
Yes, making sure that
the means.
The Goodluck Jonathan government and the party itself got enough funding for the elections and things like that. So there are a lot of murky allegations in there, a pretty fluid situation. So I guess the investigations also will need to be conducted. And you know, Buhari has a history of that. When he was first time 42-year-old head of state, he tried arresting a former minister or senator as well, back in London, but he didn't seek the authorities' attention and also their cooperation. That's the UK government.
So he's probably doing something different this time
So they tried to abduct the former minister at the time. That was back in 1984-85, thereabout. And they tried to use agents to abduct him back to Nigeria alive. It didn't work out well. It led to a diplomatic backlash and things. But now he's older, he's slower, but he's still strict, same person, and doing it right.
I don't know, I can't believe it, but if people suspected me of doing something, I wouldn't give them any evidence. Seriously. I mean, she's pretty, she's rich, but how do you leave that much money just at home?
Yeah, you don't know. We all need a lot of money, even if we have more than enough.
Wow. Okay, so, you know, we'll bring you updates when there are updates on this particular interesting issue. We'll be looking at it. I mean, not to say we don't have issues in our own country. We do.
We have a lot of issues.
This is like a Nollywood movie we'll be following.
Okay, so we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you a lot more on the subject of how, well, we have some nurses now, general practitioners who also have not been paid the last 2.5 years. And Mawavi also will be doing justice to that very subject when we at least interview 2 of those affected nurses and try to speak to a lot more health authorities on the subject.
Yeah, we'll also, you know, this would have a major impact on health delivery. So we'll be touching base with some of the hospitals. We'll see how that is impacting on health delivery here in our country. It's sad, isn't it? We're getting to the end of 2015 and the strikes are just hitting back.
We're taking a break and we'll be right back.